Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Adidas Pro Model 2G. So this shoe is coming in at $100, which is pretty cheap. That's pretty much budget price range, and I got this really flashy colorway and I thought it looked pretty dope, but like not really anymore. Like this gold color is so bad and it looks like fool's gold, if you guys have ever seen that. It has like this really ugly green tint to it, you know, if you like kind of shine it at an angle with the light, you can see like a weird like green tint. So not a huge fan of that, but overall the silhouette is actually pretty dope. Like I said, it's $100, so if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. There are a lot of colorways available. Like there's a simple black colorway, simple white, simple red one, and I believe all of them have patent leather. So anyways, I played outdoors in these shoes, so this will be an outdoor review. Sorry about that. Once I'm able to play on an indoor court, I will update you guys with that. But let's get it started off with the traction. So the traction I thought wasn't gonna hold up. Like it's this really skinny, close together herringbone pattern, and like it's not that bad as far as durability goes, right? Like it's pretty soft as well, but there's really no wear and tear. I didn't really think it was gonna be durable, but it actually is. So if you're gonna play outdoors in these, you definitely can. And this shoe is basically a tank. It will last you a long time. Not only talking about the outsole, but also with the upper, which we'll get into. Trying it on my wood floors, it actually bites pretty well. I just am worried about dust. You know, dust seems like it's gonna pick up a little bit, especially since the grooves are pretty close together. But other than that, I didn't really have any issues with the outsole. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. I mean, no issues at all. We do have a torsion system here in the midfoot, and it is decoupled so that, you know, you can reduce a lot of weight. Of course, this torsion plate is for torsion support. But other than that, I mean, I believe it probably just like stops right here in the midfoot because there is a lot of forefoot flex. And you got a nice curved shape here in the heel. It's like nice and rounded, right? So heel to toe transition is pretty smooth, actually really smooth for an Adidas shoe, right? Because Adidas usually makes their shoes very flat. And like I didn't have any problems with this torsion plate. You know, it's a very thick and hard plastic. You can't really bend it here in the midfoot, so I didn't really feel it collapsing on itself or anything. So I didn't really have any issues with heel to toe transition. Overall, very smooth. And as far as the cushioning goes, they're using a full length bounce midsole, and it's pretty damn nice. So in the forefoot, you don't really get anything. It's pretty much dead, and it's really thin as well. You know, you feel very low to the ground, and Adidas shoes really like to do this, right? A lot of their shoes, like Hardens for example, even the Dames, and also of course this shoe, have really good court feel. I'd even say it's almost to the level of like the Harden Volume 4. That's how low it is, right? But in the heel, I mean, it feels like there's a little bit of an offset. The heel is actually kind of thick, and you can feel a good amount of compression. And then like when you're, you know, running down the court, like kind of jogging with your heel, you know, striking with your heel first, you feel a little bit of bounce as well. Of course, that's what bounce cushioning is. It's just a bouncy foam, and it's nice. You know, impact protection is actually good, even though like the cushioning is so low to the ground. Impact protection, I didn't really have any issues. Even though I was playing on an outdoor court, super hard cement, you know, wood. If you're playing on an indoor court, it does like bend and absorb some of that impact. Concrete does not do that. So I didn't have any issues with my knees or with my feet hurting with like hard impacts. And overall, I really liked it. If you're looking for a very responsive cushion with a little bit of compression and a little bit of bounce from the heel, then this is a perfect cushioning setup. It's more just like a very minimal, like you don't get a lot from it, but you just get a good amount, you know? Alright, as far as the upper goes, I mean, it's pretty bad. So in the toe, you have full on rubber. I mean, this is going to be very good for durability. Obviously, this is going to last like forever. And if you do toe drags on an indoor court and like on an outdoor court, you'll be fine. Like there's no way you're going to go through this, right? So that's good. And the funny thing is, it's actually not that bad. The rubber is thin enough so that like it's pretty malleable and it's pretty soft. It moves with the movement of your feet pretty well. From what it seems, it looks like it's gonna be super stiff, right? But it actually isn't, and it feels pretty nice and cozy. You know, I'm actually not that mad at the materials. I mean, the patent leather also, I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I love how it looks, but then patent leather creases a lot, and there's a lot of creasing here on the lateral and medial side, obviously where your toe or your foot bends. So like if you're not a huge fan of that, then that kind of sucks. But like it's not that bad, you know. Like on foot, it gets the job done really well. It's a very supportive material, and it conforms to your foot pretty well. I mean, I really had no issues with it. I guess the only thing is like quality, and like it's not super comfortable as like compared to a knit, you know. Like if there's like a cozy knit that kind of like stretches over your foot, you don't really get that feeling. And of course the tongue is pretty well padded. They're using a mesh material for the tongue, and the padding feels comfortable on top of your foot. And here in the ankle area, there's a good amount of padding as well. Actually, a lot of padding. Of course, here in the back where your Achilles is, you have this like neoprene material that kind of goes over your Achilles, and that feels pretty nice as well. So overall materials, they get the job done. Alright, moving on to the fit. The fit is actually really nice. This is one of the like few Adidas shoes that fits me very, very well. So I went true to my Adidas size, and if you guys can see, it's actually very, very narrow and pretty skinny. Width-wise, it was really good. It was very snug for me. That felt nice. Like there's really no toe space. That felt nice as well. And like underneath this rubber, there's like a little layer of kind of like a cozy knit material, you know? So it makes it a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more snug in the toe box area, which I also liked. So fit was perfect for me. If you have a wide foot, probably go up half a size, maybe even a full size, because it is a pretty snug fit. But if you like a snug fit in your shoes, just go true to your Adidas size and you should be good to go. And it fit me like a glove. As far as support and lockdown goes, I had no issues. Like obviously with this type of material, even though there's really nothing here, like if you look here in the toe box area where it says Pro Model, there's nothing, there's no counter for lateral movements, but this material is just so like supportive that you don't really need anything, right? So for lateral containment, I had no issues. My foot was locked into place. But reminiscent to like 2015, 2016, when like all Adidas shoes had heel slippage, this shoe has a little bit of heel slippage. Like it's not horrible. Like this shoe literally comes straight up. It comes straight up. There's not a lot of curve besides I guess like this material, and there's no like heel cup, you know. Usually like all Nike shoes have like a foam that kind of goes around like on top of this ankle area. This literally just goes straight up, so nothing's really holding your heel down. And of course, like if you tighten your laces all the way, you're not gonna really feel it, and there's really no heel slippage. But then like once you keep playing and then you break in the shoe, and of course the shoe loosens up a little bit, you feel a little bit of heel slippage, right? Just keep that in mind. It wasn't horrible or anything, but I just felt it a little bit. This is a mid cut, I would say, right? But then there's really no ankle support at all. It feels like a low as to like it doesn't restrict a lot of ankle movement, but then it's just like kind of annoying, you know. Just make it a low, guys. There's really no point, you know. You feel something over your ankle, but that's it. It's not really preventing like ankle movement restriction. And for lateral stability, I was very good. You know, it's a very, very flat base like this. You're low to the ground, and it's also a wide base. So I didn't really have any issues with rolling or anything. So support and lockdown was actually really good. Just watch out for the heel slippage. All right, as far as the weight goes, I believe this was like average. Yeah, so 12.42 ounces, that's average. And they're using like, you know, synthetic materials. Balance cushioning is pretty heavy as well. And they're using all this rubber too. So that probably adds a little bit of weight, but I'm surprised at how light it is, you know? Oh, that's not light. Like just looking at it, I would have guessed it was like 13, 14 ounces, right? But surprisingly, when you put this shoe on, it's like, it gives you the feeling of like it being very, very supported. Like your foot's not going anywhere, but also surprisingly minimal. You know, like here in the like midfoot area, this material is literally just like how thick this material is, and also in the toe cap area, it's not super thick. I guess basically just like in the ankle area, it's a little thick with the padding, but other than that, I mean, it's a pretty minimal feeling shoe. You feel fast, you feel very supported in the shoe and all that. So like when you're playing in it, you don't really like think about it, you know? It's just a shoe that you can just count on. The only thing I kind of noticed was a little bit of heel slippage once I started playing a lot and the laces loosened up. But you know, I could just fix that with retightening the shoelaces, which is, you know, a little inconvenient, but you know, that's okay. All right, as far as the ventilation goes, yeah, there's absolutely no ventilation. This shoe gets super hot. And of course, like the tongue, they could have made it a mesh tongue and made it super thin here in the midfoot, but they decided to put more patent leather on it. So there's absolutely no airflow throughout this entire shoe. So it's a very, very warm shoe. Just watch out for that. As far as break-in period, like the materials, like I said, there's like surprisingly to me, there was no pinching there. It wasn't really super stiff or anything. I guess you need to break it in for a little bit. Maybe just give it like a day, and the materials will pretty much get soft. And of course the cushion I can feel right away and all that. And then aesthetically, I mean, like I said, I don't like this colorway. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. You know, like this gold is pretty dope. I like how it's pan leather and shiny, but this green tint to it, I just really don't like. But other than that, I mean, the silhouette is dope. I like the silhouette. It's like very old school, you know? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. But like, yeah, I was very surprised, you know? Shout out to Brent for hooking this up. But yeah, this shoe performs really well. I mean, like, I was very surprised when I got it, or like when I saw it and people were telling me to do a review. I was like, yeah, I don't really want to, you know? But then I got it, and I tried it on, and I was playing it, and I was like, yo, this is actually not that bad. The only thing I would change is probably like the heel slippage. Put some Achilles pillows or something in the shoe, and then maybe the material choice, but also like it wasn't that bad. Ventilation could be a little bit better. For $100, it's solid. It's it's a very solid performer, and I feel like most positions, most players will like enjoy playing this. Like if you're a fast, quick guard, you'll be fine, you know? Like for lateral movements, you're contained, the cushioning is very responsive, but it has good impact protection. And also, and like the entire upper, like the materials is very supportive, so if you're a big dude, you should be okay playing this as well. So I heavily recommend it. I wouldn't say it's gonna be in my rotation heavily, but I will definitely like play in this shoe. So anyways, again, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.